Hello everybody, welcome back to PadfootTD Games. My name is Zach, I am the voice behind the icon. This morning we are back in American Truck Simulator. We will be bringing our K&N Pro Series truck and hauler down to Washington, Maryland. Okay, yes, it's technically Washington, D.C., and it's all the piece there, but for map purposes, it's Washington, D.C. We have our final time trial of the series in the K&N, of the season, in the K&N series. At South Boston Speedway, which is technically in Virginia. I just didn't want us to drive to Norfolk again, yes, since we did that yesterday with the modified series. So I wanted something a little bit different, so this is going to be a little bit shorter than it should be, but I think it's going to be a good ride. Let's hop on in, and let's get on our way. Trailer brake off, flashers on, ignition is off now, whoops, ignition's on. Yeah, I know I just dropped the trailer. This is actually intentional because I'm just trying to get my button box to be in the right position. There we go. Do a quick tug test. Yeah. Awesome. That's usually stuff I would do beforehand, but I just hadn't gotten to it this morning. But let's head out here on the road. Anybody and everybody who is watching, happy Saturday. At least during the stream it's Saturday. I'm not sure when the video will go out, but happy Saturday morning. It is early. I'd like to say it's early. It's 8:45. Well, it's early when you stayed up pretty late. Happens with your first freedom weekend. For those of you who might not know what I mean, I am a teacher and school is officially out. So, for first freedom weekend. Alrighty, let's work on this turn out of here. We've gotten really good about like where the truck needs to be to get in and out of here, except I think 2 episodes ago, depending on the order these go out, with clipping the fence back there. Thank you for allowing us out. We're gonna wait. List of line upon line of traffic. I just need that whole area to swing, so we'll wait until this SUV goes by. Don't honk at me. You don't know my life. Alright. Make sure we don't clip that fence on the way out. There we go. Man, there's just a lot of traffic this morning. I know it's 8:47, that's like a common weekend time. Still, man. But like I said, we're going to be going from Manchester, New Hampshire, all the way down to Washington, D.C. Like I said, it's going to be a short one. Yeah, about 9 hours, so a little less than a half an hour. But it's going to be a good one. I think this is exactly what we need this early in the morning. I'm still working on that brake sensitivity, back and forth. Little things. I can finally reprogram the wheel so it didn't think it was my button box. There we go, that was a good swing. Of course, we had a mountain of traffic behind us. Oops. Well, let's get out here on the 93 and start some highway driving. That's the best part about this map add-on is that, you know, if you're more of a highway driver like me versus, you know, what the regular maps have where you're going in and out of cities, it fulfills that need for you. And I'm a highway driver. I'd rather just focus on how much distance I can make, not necessarily what I'm going to see. You gonna go by? You just gonna, what are we doing? Okay, you stop. Thank you. Weird AI moments here in American Truck Simulator this morning. Regardless, we're on the highway. We appreciate you letting us in. And we're headed for South Boston Speedway. As I had said in the intro, South Boston Speedway, where we're technically bringing the car for the time trial, is in Virginia, kind of in the heart of Virginia. But the only spot that's available on the map to us is Norfolk. And I didn't really want to go there once again. We were there yesterday with the SK Modified Series. We drove there. So I want to change it up a little bit. So I'm trying to get close as I could, and that's Washington. that's what we get to use. So here we are. I'll go a little bit slower onto this highway, just in case we gotta come to a screeching halt at the top. Perfect, no traffic is exactly what we like to see as we get onto the 95 and heading south. Again, it's a beautiful morning here in American Truck Sim, as well as here up in New England. Ooh, going a little fast. I don't want to be going that fast, and I just know it's a downhill here, so we'll apply some air brake, flip on that cruise control. You know, of course, until we hit Providence, right? But today is Saturday. I hope everybody's going to have a good Saturday. Hoping to make it to see Solo either today or tomorrow. I think it's going to be more tomorrow. I've been hearing mixed things about it, and I kind of want to make my own opinion on it. You know, I'm not the biggest Star Wars buff, but I do enjoy the series. And I enjoy the world that it's in, so I think that's why I will appreciate Solo more than a die-hard fan would. It's because I like the world that it's in. Same thing kind of with Harry Potter. Even though Fantastic Beasts just, I don't know, didn't necessarily live up to my expectations. I got to see it again, but right off the bat, didn't seem like something that I would normally watch. But hey, over in the chat, let me know what you got plans for this weekend. I know a lot of our followers seem to be in Europe, so I know that it's technically afternoon for you right now. Studying? Yard work? Yeah, well, I can agree with the yard work one. That was our thing for last weekend or the week before. Last weekend, actually. Whew. Starting to forget what days. Everything's starting to blend together. It's not even the first week of summer yet. It's interesting. In about 4 or 5 years, Danielle and I plan to actually purchase a home instead of living in one that's provided by the school. Now, you know, of course, since housing is, you know, provided from the school, not necessarily as a benefit, but, you know, it's there. We get paid less, which is fine. You know, I don't make that much money for working at a boarding school, but they do cover a house where, you know, I don't pay for anything, utilities or anything. So having to switch to house payment and then eventually going to send my kids to college that we will eventually have, you know, it kind of makes you go, oh, right. But we want something that's ours. You know, right now, you know, I change the light bulbs in the house, etc., because I can, you know, but they want you to call them about that, or if there's a wiring or plumbing, they want you to call them to fix it, because it's technically their home. I understand that, but it kind of takes away from feeling like our home if we call somebody else. I did not come from an overly privileged family. You know, I wouldn't say that we were super poor, but I wouldn't say that we had loads of money. But I came from a very working family. So I'm not going to call somebody else to do something that I can do. You know what I mean? I want to be able to have a house that if I want to paint the walls neon green, I can. There goes Kevin Harvick, Budweiser. Hauler driving by. Alright, back up to 65. Let's get this back up to speed. Hey, cows. Beautiful day to be a cow. Hey, that horse isn't out there. We were talking the other... Oh no, there he is. There he is. Wrong field. He needs a friend. We should call him something. Maybe like Charles. Maybe I'll remember that. Charles the horse. Charles the lonely horse. I know that brings a whole nother level of sadness to it, but he is. He's all by himself. Sitting here pretty comfortable in the second lane. Got a pretty good fair amount to go. We're going to be able to make it in one trip, obviously. But as for, let's see, for the weekend, like I said, I hope to go see Solo. Really, that's about it. We're trying to keep the stuff to a minimum. Oh yeah, I forgot what else we're gonna do. We have a seasonal camper a couple towns over in my hometown, at a campground that we go up and use during the summer just to get away from the house, etc. We're gonna go up and start, finishing setting that up. I've got the power washer, so we're gonna give it a good clean. We finally got the septic system going the way that we wanted to. We've had this for a couple of years, but for some reason a lot of moisture got in this year, and I'm allergic to mold, so we're trying to kind of combat that. We're gonna reset up the satellite because it did fall over. So I gotta probably go to Walmart, pick up some bricks if they got them. For anybody who's been, kind of keeping track of Ella, Ella the service dog. She's my service dog because I'm partially deaf. There was actually a very proud moment the other day. If you ever noticed in any of the pictures, and I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, she wears an in-training vest. Now, technically, she is certified as a service dog because she has passed all of her entry exams for public usage, and she knows what her job is to keep me safe. We keep the patches on because when things get overstimulating, she tends to bark. And it's kind of like an inert trigger for her, and we're working on that because that's not professional. So we've kept the in-training patches on her vest just for that reason. And we'll probably continue to keep them on her until she can get over this kind of fear. But yesterday we were going to Walmart, and Walmart has a very bad habit of letting people in with their dogs, their regular dogs, because Walmart doesn't care. The problem is with having a regular dog or a fake service dog, or even an ESA inside of a building, they do not have the same training as a service dog does. Service dog knows how to act in public and how to keep composure. What happens when you bring a regular dog or an untrained ESA into that mix is it just poses a danger to the service dog of having an episode. So, we're at Walmart the other day, this dog barking its head off somewhere in the store, and Ella did not react. And that's what a service dog's supposed to do, so it's a very proud moment. Sorry, I had to get off topic a little bit of driving and share kind of like a proud dad moment. A nice CSX container right here. I'm telling you, I can't wait until next week when there's an off week in iRacing and we're going to do some standard shipments here in American Truck Sim. I really do look forward to that. Little glitchy van happening right there. One thing that I actually really enjoy, and I don't know if you guys can see it on the stream, I know I can try to enhance it for YouTube, is the license plates match the states that you're driving through. So, that van happened to go by because we were kind of following it. It's got a New Hampshire plate. If you look on the back of the trailer, which I don't know if we'll be able to do without killing families, that's a New Hampshire plate. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. On my trucks, because technically the Home Depot of the trucks are from California. It has a California plate on it. But as you drive across the country, if you come upon vehicles, it's whatever state you happen to be in. I like that detail. I'd like to kind of go into the game file and figure out how to customize where the plates are. So I do have a New Hampshire plate. That's where our hub's supposed to be. Makes a lot more sense that way. Again, this is a beautiful drive this morning. It just feels right, Like I said, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy just driving these trailers around. I don't know. I've always been a fan of the Featherlights. We have always watched hauler parades. I've always had toy haulers since I was a kid, and that's probably why. I used to have a racing mat, and I used to have like 26, now I have at least 43 plus, of these haulers that used to come out every year for the NASCAR drivers, and I'd have them all lined up just like at a real track on the outskirts because scale, and I'd race around with the cars. So racing's been in my blood for a very long time, through racing games, through driving games, big trucks, race cars, planes, and ships. And that's why I started doing this channel, because I already play these games so much. I put quotes around that. There's people who play like 24/7 kind of stuff. That's not me. But but I already played them so much that I wanted to start sharing them with you all. And I appreciate everybody who stops by. Yeah, I remember that game. Yeah. See, my very first game that I remember was, I think it was Hard Truck 2. Now, what I loved about that game, and I literally played this game up until just a couple years ago when we were updating computers and everything. There were so many weird aspects of that game. First off, you started out with this like canvas box truck, which looked really suspicious. And if you didn't really understand as a kid how the game worked, you were stuck with this forever. There's 2 different modes. I don't even remember what they were, but I figured out one time how to get an 18-wheeler because that's all that I really wanted. Figured out how hard it was to drive it. You know, flooded roads, bandits trying to steal your stuff, police chases. There's like a truck race at a circuit at some point. There is some weird stuff in that game. But that pioneered the love for a game such as this. I then had like American 18 Wheels of Steel or something like that. It was yet again a very old game around the same time. And that was the last one that I had. About probably 6 years ago, I got another variation of that. Nobody's popping over to our lane, so we'll just coast through here. And as soon as I say that, red SUV, right on cue. The Tahoe? I can't tell. Or it's an Escalade. I can't read the emblem on the back. Alright. Barely see by Ella's chest. I had somebody ask me the other day, why do you even peek over there? You can't see out the mirror. You can actually see right in front of her chest, right out that window. Alright, let's get cruise control set. 66 for being a daredevil. I had bought like the same exact game, not on Steam. I think maybe I bought it through Amazon. And yet again, the graphics weren't that great. I couldn't really understand the game, etc. So I just stopped playing. I happened to be watching Jeff Favignano. I think this is what brought me to him, was American Truck Simulator. And I was watching him play. I went, that game looks neat. So I bought it. Couldn't run it on the PC that I had, but I could run it on the MacBook Air that I had. So I did. Keyboard, cat, and all. I put 43,000 miles on that truck before we got to this point of having it on the computer here and streaming it. And we have evolved quite nicely to custom skins on the trailer and the truck. I had people ask if the paint schemes would change for next year. Probably. It all depends on what we feel like. All depends if we win a championship in the AI series that we're going to be putting together. Fat past this Camaro. Wow, 3 hours already. This is just flown by, guys. Yet again, we are approaching for our championship race. We have to finish very, very good to be able to bring home the championship this week. It's not impossible. It's supposed to be a home style track. You never know. I think maybe right after this, it is 9. I really didn't want to kind of waste away the morning, but I think we're gonna try it early this morning and see if we can capture that championship. I think Baltimore's coming up on here on the right. Beautiful city. Used to go there every year for BronyCon. Haven't in a while just because of funds. If I gotta choose between a big vacation with a family and going down to BronyCon, that's an easy pick. Plus I haven't kept up on the episodes recently, and that's just because being busy with work. Is that Baltimore or is it Philadelphia? I feel like it might be Philadelphia, because I feel like that's where we brought the truck series from Pocono. This sign will tell us. What do you guys do for relaxing? Curious. New Jersey plate over there. American Truck Sim, right on. Fortnite? You call Fortnite relaxing? Yep, Philadelphia. I would not put that in the relaxing category. I don't know. It does look fun. Not something that I'm going to play. I like to watch other people play it. You know, and I'm not one for playing games that I don't want to play. Even if it's the popular thing. Rather stick with these and whatever makes me happy. The road's over here, stupid. Sorry about that subpar driving. Just trying to get my phone to be quiet this morning. All the reminders of things that I'd usually have to do if school is still in session. Delaware. You guys still in session? I know university over in Germany is a little complicated with back and forth kind of things. Yes. I don't know. Finished up. Congratulations. Apprenticeship? Yeah, I understand. I've seen those before. Maryland. It's interesting. I was talking last week how we didn't have time to go to the West Coast of the Modified Series. I missed it. You know, it's a long drive. Very long, because it's like 3 hours in real life time, but you see a lot of cool stuff. Of course, the last time I was going out there, it was like 80 all the way. Yeah, I was in before we hit Texas. That's before we were streaming, where we said that we'd try to keep to realism. Up on. Don't hit the brakes. You're not even close to that truck. Oh, they might be getting ready to pass, and they gotta wait for me to get by. Well, sorry. It's like a building on its side coming down the highway. Nice extra trailer. Somebody asked me about my mod list. We'll share that in one of the next videos. Or if you happen to be in the chat, let me know and I'll show you post this stream. Got a handful of them in there, but it's nicer to see real logos, real trailers. Those ones are actually really well done, really well painted. Old Greyhound. Now we're coming up onto Baltimore. And we're still going 95 south, down to Washington. Then I heard a beep outside and it sounded like my car. That's strange. Lying by these guys. Bye. Sorry, got other places to go. And Washington's like, what, like an hour away now? Yep. It's probably those buildings right there. Not far apart. It's interesting. We were once going to, when we were at BronyCon once, we were really debating about doing a cruise on Carnival Cruise Line from Baltimore down to the Bahamas. It's almost one of those like impulse buy kind of things. We didn't end up doing it, thankfully. We oddly enough had enough money to do it. But then of course I went, oh, I don't have any of the paperwork for the dog to go. Right. So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you can just bring the dog anywhere because of, you know, yada yada. Yeah, you can, technically, here in the United States. But outside the United States, there is a massive amount of paperwork, and tests, and titers, and it comes out to be a lot of money. For a cruise, we usually end up spending over $1,000+ just for the dog. So, anybody who might be out there, or somebody that you might know who might be faking a service dog, let them know that if they do plan to do a cruise, it's not worth the money to fake it. And they will get proof that you're disabled. Smart on those countries. I wish we had something a little bit more here in the United States about it. One of those things where everybody's like, oh, well, it's discrimination if you start asking somebody about their disability. If I have to tell somebody and tell them every day about my disability, the one that I'm living with every day, if I have to explain that every day so that they'd stop being fake service dogs, I would in a heartbeat. I'm telling you. It's our biggest problem. Like I said earlier, in Walmart, my service dog should not have to run into somebody who wanted to bring their pet into the store. It was like barking its head off. My service dog should not have to go through that extra stress. We're speeding through here. How can you tell that's a subject that I'm iffy about? Thank you for letting us in, but now I'm gonna block the whole entire 2 lanes. And that's a curb. Sorry. Could have waited, but just wanted to make sure we were over here. Alright, I'm gonna hop out and get a screenshot, and we'll be right back here in just a second. I want to get in front of these trees. My bad. I'm gonna hop out. Sorry about that. We're back. I just wanted to make sure that we did not forget to do that. Come on now. There you go. And of course, I was too busy, like, oh, let's go by the trees to get a photo. Didn't even use the trees in the photo. And got a speeding ticket all at the same time. Oops. This is nice. I don't think I've actually been to this kind of map setup yet. Because, you know, there's so many towns in the states that they put. And, of course, a lot of them got to be the same. This one's nice. I don't think I've seen one like it. What are you hauling? Shipping container? Nice. Oop, at me in the green light. Sure, let the Jeep go. One stopped. You gonna stop UPS? Perfect. Thank you guys so much. I want this giant thing blocking traffic all day, so we appreciate when somebody lets us in like that. Heading through the trailer hood. Pick it up a little bit, dummy. Aaron's billboard up there. Nice. I think we're dropping off at a Walmart warehouse. I don't know. I didn't have any options, so. Alrighty, here's our destination. Alright, what are you telling us? Nope, we're not going to back it in. Okay. I swung the truck a little bit more for that. We get a little bit of room to back up. I don't want to go back out into the road, so. There we go. Flashers on for safety. I was trying to miss that curb. That's the biggest spender that we've been doing. New tires, that's what. Besides, this truck actually just got fixed for hitting a telephone pole in the last episode. Perfect, right around there. I know I could have dropped the trailer, but we want to make it nice and straight. We want it to look good. And trailer brake, just so it's there. Let's drop that trailer. So, we had an excellent journey, 463 miles, 7 hours, 36 minutes, which was good. We cut a pretty good amount off our time. 67.9 gallons of fuel used. That's awesome, and that I would call that successful. Stop beeping. But we got it down here, and we've got one time trial to go. So thank you guys so much for coming out to this one. If you like what you saw here on Twitch, we're on YouTube at PadfootTD Space Games, on Twitch at PadfootTD, and on Instagram if you want to see some cute puppies and all the places that they get to go. Well, more the Ella the service dog gets to go. Follow us on Instagram at PadfootTD Games. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this episode. I really do appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.